Wow.
Yeah, this is exciting.
Episode 2, Nate.
Episode 2. I'm not going to. I'm not jumping the gun. Not going to say a rating, but I enjoyed it pretty much as I enjoyed the first.
Yeah, and it was shorter.
And it was the guy. You got exactly what you wanted.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
could have done with another hour and a half, but
No, dude, that was perfect.
yeah, I would. I wish it was all out. I'd have been done the show already if it was all out.
Yeah, then they can't get your money if it's all out.
I know now they at least get a guaranteed 2 months of my money with 9 episodes.
Yeah. Yeah, they get a guaranteed $16.
Yep. But I thought it was dope. What'd you think? All right, I wanted to start the
Wait, we got an intro.
what the show is. You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
yeah.
You're right. In case this is your first time here, this is the Last of Us breakdown / recap breakdown, whatever. Can't figure out
Yeah.
the right way to call it.
One of them.
Side cast of Neil LeMaire
Yeah.
for the Last of Us because we're so goddamn excited.
Oh my god, it's been so good.
I can't. It's blowing my mind how good
Yeah.
it is. This is episode 2. If you're just seeing this, we did a longer breakdown on the first Jaw, because it was so much to talk about on that
one. And this episode they didn't even talk. This episode we called that last episode. We're like they're probably not even going to talk for most of the episode.
We did call it. We called it. We called a lot. I think if I remember right, we also called the ending.
We called the ending, but the ending was different than we expected.
It was.
Yeah, and we'll get to that shortly. We got to start with the opening, dude. It opened on the opening was cool when they were in Jakarta, Indonesia, and they got the lady. That was crazy.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, how'd you feel about like how they chose to do that? I have another thing that I'll get to with that in a second. We'll go.
No, I liked it because it's also like it's unraveling the origin of the virus or the fungi taking over too. So it's like they're revealing a new story they're revealing a new story to using the show.
Yes, because it is still different because in the game, for people who haven't played it, even though we also do this podcast like you've played the game, we will talk about the game, but in the game it's spores is how it's getting a lot of people, but I think that's not going to be part of this at all.
No,
it's the flower
tendrils.
Wheat. Well, it's the tendrils, but I think what initially caused it, they said like during that same scene with that lady, saying that it was like in the flour and the wheat, and it's like, and that's in everything. So unless you're doing like, which I think they brought up Joel doing Atkins.
No,
at the beginning of the last episode. Because that's basically keto. So he was
funny.
Carbs. So that's how he made it partially too. But what was it about I had a thing about the lady.
They said that it was a perfect area to grow the fungi. Not that it was like it was a perfect area to grow it so it could like spread faster. Like it started in the grain factory.
That's what it was. That's what it was. And then it gets shipped everywhere.
Yeah. That lady was she was like, hey, you're gonna have to bomb this fucking place, dude.
You're like she and that they did that. I hope they do that every episode where they have like some part like from before it all
from
happened.
The past. Yeah.
I would love to see a little bit of the past at the beginning of every episode. I don't know how much they can keep doing it, but these last 2 have been really good at like painting and setting up. Like when they ask her like, well, so we brought you here to like try to make a vaccine or such and such, and she's like, there you can't. It's fungus. You can't do it. There's no stopping it.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. You literally can only blow everything up.
Yeah.
And it's probably too late for that. And when she gets all sad and serious and it's like, I want to see my family. That was dope.
Yeah.
And then not to like jump too far ahead, but like I think actually the very next scene is they show Ellie and like Joel and all of them in that
patch of grass.
In the patch of grass.
Yeah.
It looks so much like the game.
Yeah.
Like it looks like a room from an early part of the game. But Joel says something that I think is going to lead, that's going to be like a play in towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
Because what did he say? Oh, when she finally tells him like, I'm here for this, like they want to use me to try to make a cure, and he's like, I was like, make a cure. We heard this before. It never fucking works.
Yeah.
So towards the end, when what happens is going to happen, I could see that being his like same rationale. If you played the game, you know what he does at the end.
Yeah.
I could see that being like his reason, and like it's not going to fucking work anyway.
Yeah.
So why would I let that happen?
Yeah.
But I thought that was like a little foreshadowing. They were hitting.
Yeah,
Right.
they've been hitting with a lot of foreshadowing, dude. It's
Yeah,
been like
yeah.
some nice foreshadows. And then what happened? Oh, then they start that part. They're trying to convince Ellie to not turn into a zombie or just like
Well, not
why?
convince her, but just
Yeah,
like
like
watch her.
yeah, like why aren't you turning into a zombie yet? Yeah, they know the times, and she's fine. And
Yeah,
then Ellie starts asking about the clickers, the type of zombies or whatever they'll see, the
yeah.
creatures.
I thought that was cool how they did it too. Like she did it like it was just like rumors she had heard in
Yeah,
the QZ. Like, are they
yeah,
really ones out there? But they never really say anything, like, yes or no to her.
yeah. They're just like,
Oh,
eh.
how about when they showed all them the runners or whatever,
Yeah,
like at the bottom? Like you know how in the game they stand and they kind of just huddle and do that like
yeah,
bouncy shit, but they look crazy. You're watching them like lay down just in like a pile,
yeah.
just moving funny and shit.
Just laying down, yeah, waiting for a signal.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that shit was crazy. How do you like that new part? Because that's not in the game at all. I might be jumping. I feel like I'm
Yeah,
jumping ahead a little
you're
bit,
jumping so far ahead.
but also I don't know what really happens between then and then.
Well, next is they're just talking, and then they start trying to hide from the clickers.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They try to
Yeah.
around and then they get into that building and they realize there's clickers there. But I guess that was the
Wait.
only way
So
through.
when they're seeing the guys out in the distance, they see all the guys. That's when they like, all right, I guess we got to take the short way.
The other way, yeah. And
Yeah,
that's
where they
when
go
they
to
have
the
to
museum.
Yeah, and that's how they end up in the museum, which is in the game. That's a whole scene in the game, except not as many clickers like or
Yeah,
monsters. It was just like this is the way through. We're going through. Um,
yeah, and
but
it's also like yeah, and then I like the how Ellie just breathed and it was like, I got you, bitch. The clicker.
gotcha.
Yeah.
But it was
Yeah.
also super cool how they explained it, like how he's like. Well, they also it did bother me. They never actually completely explained to Ellie what was going on. Like they had a bunch when they were in there and they were like, "Shut up." He should have just
Yeah.
been like, "Shut up." They see, they don't hear, they hear with their ears, and just something like that. It went
Yeah.
so long before they told her what the. But that's a small complaint.
Yeah. It's they did like the, do as I do. Don't just
Yeah,
follow me. Shut up. Just follow
yeah,
me. It's like,
yeah.
listen.
I'm nitpicking there. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't a big deal for me, but it was still like you could tell her real quick. You're downstairs. I played the
Nah,
game.
dude,
You're
she
not
doesn't
playing.
need to
You're
know. She's a
downstairs.
kid, dude.
Yeah, and then she went up there and breathed all loud and all,
Yeah.
and literally got test murdered.
He showed her. He was like, look, he was like, they can only
Yeah, no,
yeah.
I thought that was still dope. They're like hiding on glass. She's like,
Yeah.
"The bad. This doesn't work.
You
It's
just see
glass."
you fucking see the clicker fucking break dancing, pop
Yeah.
blocking.
Yo, you know what part had me like kind of like in my feels in that same scene, like
Yeah.
just how good they're doing the show is. This is after the fight breaks out. She breathes. They start coming. They get separated from Tess, and it's just her and Joel. And at one point, her and Joel are like crouched behind
Yeah.
the thing, and
Yeah.
like Ellie's right behind her while the clicker's going
Yeah.
past. And
And
I
they
was
walk
just like,
around it like
yeah.
Jurassic Park.
I was like, it's just like the game.
Yeah.
And then that's when they throw that curveball at Joel steps on the glass and then the thing jumps over. And then
Yeah.
when I saw that, I was like, yo, they don't jump.
Yeah.
When you're behind the wall,
I mean,
you're invisible. Obviously, they have to fix it for the show.
yeah.
I'm just saying with my
Yeah.
goofy show brain. I was like, they don't jump.
Yeah.
You're 100% invisible when you're crunching behind the pillar.
Yeah. Yeah. Where's his detective vision? His hearing vision?
Yeah, where's his hearing vision? How did he not see that glass?
Yeah. How did Joel fuck up?
Like so quickly.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. And then Tess came in and tackled it. And is
yeah,
that where she got bit, or do you think she got bit before that?
I think she got bit before. I think she got bit when
Yeah.
she was like when she was by herself. Because that's exactly in the game she gets bit by her when she's by
Yeah.
herself.
Yeah.
Um,
Joel, Ellie saves Joel from a clicker bite.
yeah, I that's that I thought that was dope, but also there's a little bit of that I didn't like. And
What didn't you like?
I to tell you, I have to fast forward in the game, like to where Ellie has a moment where she saves
Yeah.
Joel for the first time, like she actually saves him.
Yeah.
And that's like a big part of their relationship is that saving them. But I mean, it was still cool and it was a good way to like show the viewer like she can be bit and not get it again.
Yeah,
Like
she's immune.
for real.
Yeah.
She's for real immune. And in the regular game, it's just because of the spores. She goes around
Yeah.
the spores and is like, I told you, this doesn't fucking do shit to me.
Yeah.
But but that one had so little. It should have been a bigger deal that she saved him. Like she did save him also in that moment. Like it was almost over.
Yeah.
They kind of just let her get bit, and then they moved on and focused on the testing. But they never were like, "Good job back there, kid. I was about to get eaten by a fucking clicker."
Dude, good jobs don't exist in the apocalypse. We just survive.
Yeah, but a good job exists later.
I mean, yeah. When you really about to die. When the fear sets in.
He still had a little faith in himself.
Yeah.
He was gonna pull out.
He had the shiv ready, dude. He had that shiv.
He had no shiv.
He had a shiv right here.
He also had the machine gun way too early in the game. He was on New Game Plus.
Yeah. The show's New Game Plus, they inventing shit.
Yeah.
The tendrils, I say tendrils forever. Spores are dumb. Tendrils forever.
The tendrils are cooler.
They make sense.
And the shit that they can do, like where it's
they can communicate. Yeah.
Where they communicate, that shit is dope. And it makes sense for how mushrooms actually are allegedly.
The Earth as a network, yeah.
Yeah, like we're mushroom people.
You can't say allegedly, dude. It's science.
No, when I said allegedly, I meant I was thinking allegedly in one specific way. You know how they say like when you take shrooms, like part of that is you're being more connected to the world around you and shit because of that shit with mushrooms. I only said allegedly in the concept of taking the shrooms drugs. I know that. Like the part of me I feel like that's true. But, I don't know how much scientific research has been done to say that when you take psychedelics, you're actually connected to the whole world.
Yeah. I don't even know if they do that type of research.
Yeah, well, maybe soon now that we fucking are legalizing that shit.
Yeah, the silent part of the game was so long. Or the show was long, but it was perfect. It was really good.
It was perfect. How do you think about the design of the clickers?
They're great. It's awesome.
I thought so too. They sound great. They move great. That like moment where it's back to them crouching, where Joel steps on the thing and then fuck, and the joint jumps over. Like that was terrifying.
Yeah. They're properly scary.
Yeah,
and they're monsters.
And the look is perfect. Like it's like I know it's a mix of CG, and I think some part of it wasn't CG.
Real,
but it's I thought it was great. I'm excited to see the bloaters whenever they pull those out. Ellie mentions them in that episode.
Yeah.
Like she's like, oh, so there's not really super infected that throws like I don't know spores at you or some shit like that.
Yeah. And they're like,
yeah. I bet you they never saw those though.
The bloaters.
I would bet money that Tess and Joel haven't seen bloaters yet.
You probably haven't seen any guys get that old.
Yeah, or been anywhere where guys are that old.
Yeah. Then they're in the museum. They're wading through the water. We
did skip a little bit because you're in the museum. I thought the between from getting to the museum from the place was cool because it was kind of like the game where like Tess is in a bad mood immediately. She's
what did she say? Ellie is like, it's a beautiful view. That's from the game.
Yeah, I remember something like that. The part that stuck out for me is when I don't remember. I don't remember as many lines. They didn't stand out to me. I know there was some. I just can't remember them off the top of my head right now.
Yeah.
But I just remember Tess's energy at that part of the game. Like right after they get out of there, she goes from like kind of talking and being like exactly how she is to being kind of solemn, being ahead of everybody, being a little irritable.
I'm gonna die, guys.
Yeah. Just without
I got 2 hours.
Yeah. And she has that moment where she's like fusses at Joel. Joel's like something. She's like, "Will you just take some fucking good news?" God damn it! Like I just thought all of that was really good. But then they get to like
compelling acting.
Yeah,
yeah.
And then they got to where was it? You said they were again? I forgot.
They were the museum.
The museum. Oh yeah, that was the museum.
And they started wading through the water. Did they grab a ladder? They didn't grab a ladder.
No,
if they would have grabbed the ladder, I would have cried.
They did show a thing without them grabbing it though. They didn't show a ladder, but they had one of them long cardboards like that. Ellie crosses it by herself while Joel and Tess are over there talking. Oh, another part I like is they got into the fight and the way they were like fixing themselves was the bandages.
Yeah,
like she was bandaged up just like in the game.
Yeah.
Except in the game, you do it when you get shot in the chest. You bandage your arm to be healed.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, and then they're in the museum. They're walking around. They're waiting. They find out all the fireflies have been killed.
Yeah.
All the fireflies have been killed. One of them got infected and just like killed the rest of them.
Yeah.
Then they go. It's a bloodbath. It's a massacre. Then
But whoever was last must have just been like, I'm not turning.
Yeah. Shit. Yeah.
And who can blame him after we see what happens?
Yeah.
When you find out they make out with you.
Yeah. They're getting smooched.
Yeah.
So yeah. This is when Tess reveals that she's been bit. She's going to die. But she uses this as a moment to show Joel that Ellie is immune, to prove to him that Ellie can be the savior of the world.
Which is, she was kind of showing a lot more hope throughout the episode than Joel too. Like she was like kind of like, this might be true, and then she gets bit, and then it really starts getting her. I think she was also kind of just being like, I don't know. Seems like Tess knows how to manipulate Joel, if that makes sense. Like,
knows how to. I don't think Joel's like being manipulated. I think she knows how to she knows how to talk to him.
Yeah, in a way that makes him do what she wants.
No.
The reason I'm saying that is like before is just she
because of the Robert thing.
Not the Robert thing in this episode too, where he's like he's trying to tell her like, no, Tess, we don't need to, like, we're done with this chick, and she's like, no, this is before she even gets bit. She's like, he doesn't want to even deal with it. He just knows he thinks she's infected. She don't want to deal with it. And the way she convinces him to keep going, and she's like, first she's like, we can't do it. If we take her back, they'll die, and she'll die. And he's like, I don't give a fuck. And that's like clearly what Tess cares about in that moment. Is like, they're going to kill her if we take her back. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Joel doesn't give a fuck about it. So the way she keeps Joel in line is like, I just realized the way she keeps Joel in line is she's like, no matter what, the Fireflies think that she's the real deal, so we'll still get paid if we get her there. And like, that's how she flipped his mind. Like, fine, if that
I don't think that's manipulation. That sounds like logicking your way into making something make sense for Joel, because the only thing Joel really cares about so far is money.
Well, getting in the car.
Money. Joel only cares about money.
No, but they're not even trying to get money right now.
Oh, well, he's trying to get the car for Tommy. Yeah,
for Tommy. Yeah. That was the game where they were trying to get their money. Yeah. It's so close. It's easy to get it.
Dude, when they okay, about to get to the end. So they see all the things, and then they see Joel catches the leaves growing over the hands of the infected, and he sees like, oh fuck, they're coming. We got to get ready to get out of here.
Yeah.
And then Tess is like, all right, and she starts fucking breaking shit, breaking gasoline, dumping gasoline, and she's like, look, I'm gonna die anyway. You guys need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And then after a tense moment of Joel having to be like, we gotta go, him and Ellie run away. And then all the fucking horde, all the people you saw laying in that pile in the middle of the show runs.
When they got up, it was nuts too. It was like, because they got up, they went from like laying down, just like twitching and shit, to they get up, and it's not like a zombie where they just kind of started like zombieing over there. They got up and just started fucking sprinting.
They turned into Usain Bolt.
Every single one of them was Usain Bolt. Just like that's more terrifying than anything in the whole game.
It's just moving so fast.
Is just how you can step on one thing and just all of them around just start gunning.
Notified, yeah.
Like I wonder if there's going to be any sort of scene where they play into that, where it's like that happens and it's how they survive a bigger encounter of human enemies.
Well, can I tell you, I think it's only when they touch grass too. Like when they touch the grass or the dirt, because it didn't look like they can't do it in buildings.
Well, they explained it somewhere, because that happened in a building.
No, I think the tendrils were just up in the building.
To me, it looked like you know how sometimes when they develop it for a while, it can spread to like the walls and shit like that. Yeah. It looked like it was, because remember earlier, Joel was like checking that the one was dry to make sure, like, because it had grown into the ground, but it wasn't healthy anymore. So I think it can't just be like in cement. It does have to like get into the dirt. Yeah. But I just think it has to get into like the earth. I don't know that it has to be like grass or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So like in buildings, they're safe.
Yeah, except in that building, because that's where it happened, was in that building.
Because the earth was exposed.
But I mean, that's a lot of that fucking world now. Like, even though where Ellie was when at the start of the thing, they're like up levels in there. Like, shit's just grown all over the place.
Yeah. You gotta be conscious of where you kill your Zambambis now.
Yeah. Your Zambambis.
So fucking Tess knocking over the things, and all the zombies get there. They're running past her. And then there's this one. He's like, "Damn, girl, you fine." Just try to light a fire.
What do you think that was for her, that she just was like frozen like that? Do you think she was scared?
Yeah.
What I think it was. Okay, so you think she was just scared and she was like frozen in fear?
Yeah, because my
bad.
No.
I was gonna say, in my mind, I felt like she was already so close to turning, like she was like slowly attaching to that like hive mind of them, and I think that thing kind of felt that she was already one, and just came over and just was like, I'm not, because they bite you and you're infected immediately, but they'll still rip you to pieces. That thing just like came over to her and was like, nah, you're with us now. Be part of this. And I think she was already like half changing, but she was just like fighting to get the thing. Like she was doing like her hardest to not completely give up. Like the little bit of human she still had in her, she was like, I gotta fucking. That's what I think it was.
Yeah.
Obviously there's no way to know because it's a fucking TV show. And she'll never explain. but that's my theory.
She's doomed. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought she was afraid and she knew she was going to die. So there was no fighting it anyway.
I can see that.
You could just like try to save Joel and Ellie.
I can see that. And she was still scared. Like just
going for it.
Yeah. I get that. I can see that.
Even though you could be scared and accept that you're about to die. I'm scared.
I feel like those are the only two options it could have been. Either she was half changed or she was frozen in fear. So one of us is right for sure.
Then she finally flicks it after this guy sticks his dirty tendrils down her throat. She gets the flame.
He didn't even ask. No consent from that. Dude. There's no consent in the cordyceps. However you say that shit.
Yeah, cordyceps. Consent. Yeah.
What do you think about how she died in the show compared to how she died in the game? Which one do you think was more gangster?
She drops the fire, big explosion. And Ellie and Joel see it, and now they're sullen. They've been struck with melancholy.
Yeah. Which way do you think was a cooler death? The shootout or the suicide bomb?
Suicide bomb.
It was a shootout.
The suicide bomb was cool.
I thought it was cool. I thought it was real cool.
And it did save, like, it did help them not have to like throw all the military in there too. Mm-hmm. So like made it easy. Like
I saw this thing on Reddit that was saying that the directors they did that intentionally for the show.
Yeah,
they were like, in the game, it's it's a game, so they go out there, they're part of everything. But in the show, where they're trying to like set this world up for viewers, they were like, it doesn't make sense logically for Fedra to be that far out from the quarantine. So anyway, like their whole thing is, we protect this space, and if you're out there and you come here, we fuck you up. It's not like they go out there looking for shit. So I think Fedra's probably going to be gone until they get to another QZ.
Yeah,
for the rest of the show.
Yeah. What would you rate this before we get to predictions on the next episode?
I will probably go 9, but like 9 only because I'm comparing it to how good the first episode was. Like the first episode was just so good. This episode was great too. I thought how Tess died was great. I don't got no reason to not give it a 10, but it feels like if I keep giving, I'll just keep giving every episode a 10.
Dude, it could be a 10.
I really like how I like that the show is like getting you to the same conclusions with doing new things.
Yeah.
Like Tess did still sacrifice herself to buy them time, just like she did in the game. It was just a very different way to do it, but it was just as cool. She gets bit in a different way, but just as cool. Like, so I mean, I really like it. It's like a 9 point. I don't really got no complaint. Maybe 10. Maybe a 10. I just feel like I shouldn't keep giving it 10. I'm just gonna say 10 across.
Yeah, dude. It could be great.
Perfect show. I love it.
Yeah, dude, it's the perfect game. Why can't they make the perfect show from the perfect game?
Yeah, the perfect game story. Yeah.
Okay, they're making like great changes too. It's not just like abstract like bullshit changes like Velma. It's like accurate like good changes that are still relevant to the story.
Yeah. What do you think before we finish wrap up? Do you what do you think what are your predictions for next episode? Like obviously they're going to Billstown.
Yeah,
How
but
like deep do you think they're going to get to like the school or
no,
do you
I think it looked like they're going to be like spending some time in Billstown. I don't think it's going to be just Bill there anymore.
Yeah, I think they're going yeah, I think I kind of feel like you are going to meet
His
Frank. Yeah.
Frank and other people too. It looked like a populated town.
Oh, I didn't notice that from
Yeah,
what was that like something they showed at the like
they
next
were
time?
just on the next time I saw Bill talking to Joel and Ellie, but I also saw somebody else in the background. I was like, that was like another girl. So I was like, oh, they
Yeah.
might have people in this town now, and
That'd be interesting.
yeah, and I think they might
That
be
would be
there
the
for a
biggest
little.
deviation so far too, I think.
Yeah, I think. Oh, and there's going to be more Tommy stuff, I think, and then
Okay.
like they're. I'm predicting they're going to be in Billstown for a couple episodes, maybe 2-3 episodes.
Okay, I'm not doing this just to disagree. I just didn't see that part, so I'm gonna just throw out my predictions that I had before you said that stuff.
Yeah.
Was I think they're gonna be like exploring Billstown, navigate through his traps and some of the zombies and stuff like that. I think they might meet Bill, but I don't think they're going to finish what they have to do with Bill. Like I don't think they're going to get to the car because Bill in the game is who helps them get a car. Actually, they weren't looking for a car yet initially, but once they needed one, he's the one who helped
once
them.
they figured out they had to go West Coast.
Yeah, that's when he helped them get a car operating. So I think they at least get to where they first try to get the car because it's like 2 shots at getting the car.
Dude, I think they end at the bloater.
You think like after they kill the bloater or
no? Like meeting the bloater is where they end.
I don't. The only thing is I don't see them ending like because then they have to start the episode with the mid bloater fight.
Yeah, it's a cliffhanger.
But that would be that could be dope though.
Yeah.
Oh,
they've done everything but cliffhangers really to keep people interested in the show. Like it's just all been like hard arc ends based on the game story. So I think they'll stop it right there. That's a nice spot to like be like, come back.
I think they either don't get to him at all in that episode or they end on them beating him.
I don't think they beat him, dude.
I know. I hear you. I'm
not like the first true hard boss of the game.
Yeah,
not the game of the story too.
Yeah, of the whole thing. Yeah. I hear you. I'm just throwing out mine. I'm interested.
Yeah, you're right.
What happens next time?
Yeah.
But this was dope. I love getting to talk about this with you, man.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's fun.
Next week we'll try to get these out at just closer to release.
This was going to be out to Wednesday.
This one will be out. Yeah, well, yeah. This will be. They'll know.
Yeah. The first one was late. The second one's on time.
Second one's on time. Hell yeah, you right.
Yeah, and if you guys check out our Discord, PITM Panelina's Palace on Discord, the YouTube, the goddamn Patreon.
The Patreon, the regular podcast, all of the stuff we do. Check it out. Especially if you just found us because of Last of Us. We have a podcast, we have stand-up comedians.
Yeah, and we like hentai.
Yeah. Yes.